we're back with Cone Health's Dr. Laura Murray, and we are talking all things COVID and flu and cold and allergies, all of that. So let's kind of go back to last year. How much did wearing masks and not gathering as much help prevent respiratory illnesses and flu?
Oh, it made a tremendous difference. I mean, I think it really underscored for us the importance of wearing masks and social distancing and washing our hands a lot, and just how impactful that is on the transmission of respiratory viruses. Absolutely.
I mean, I don't think any of us want to go back to not going anywhere and not doing anything and not seeing anyone, right? But let's kind of look at what's happening this year. Are we seeing a rise in cases this year, flu-wise?
No, actually, nationally, we're in kind of a low zone as far as flu, so really not seeing a whole lot of flu activity. A couple of cases reported here and there. North Carolina is in a minimal transmission zone for influenza right now, or influenza-like illness. And I think that also it is a helpful and hopeful factor. We all remember not having much flu last year, and we'd like for that to be the case this year. And I think a lot of it will have to do with our being aware of respiratory symptoms and just trying to not to share them with others.
Yes. Okay. So, of course, no one wants to be sick, not with COVID, not with flu, not with cold, not with anything. So what steps do we need to do to protect ourselves from the regular everyday stuff to the COVID that we're hearing about in the news all the time?
I think one of the things that's really key is if you see somebody coughing, sneezing, blowing their nose a lot, maybe keep a little distance. I think that's a huge factor. So keeping a little distance, if you have a mask and want to slip one on, I think that's a good time to do it. And then when you are the one who is coughing, sneezing, blowing your nose a lot, being aware of keeping away from people, right? These are things that are contagious, and we know something about how to prevent that now. And so being aware of that. I think there's some other things we can do as far as keeping ourselves healthy. Eating well, getting enough sleep, getting some exercise, not letting stress run our lives. These are all things that play a role. When we're well rested and healthy, our immune systems just work better. And so giving our immune system that opportunity to go to bat for us is really important as well.
I mean, you hear that all the time, get a good night's rest, exercise, eat right, right? And we all kind of be like, yeah. But sometimes it actually is difficult to do.
It is, and I think just trying to keep that in mind when you're thinking about, I want to go do this and I want to go do that, and just being aware there could be an infectious cost. You know, if we're staying up too late all the time, or if we're always just eating whatever in the car on the way to where we're going, those are things that take a toll, and you're really weighing, is that a toll I'm really willing to pay?
All right, so if you do get sick and it's cold or flu, what steps can we take at home that will help us feel better? You hear all kinds of remedies, but what do you suggest?
You know, honestly, most things will run their course. And so just, you know, when the flu does take you down or a cold does take you down, we expect a cold to run its course in a couple of days, and getting enough rest and trying to keep away from people while you're the most contagious, i.e. when you're doing the most coughing and sniffling and blowing your nose, are important features. Getting a little extra rest, pushing fluids. We tend to get a little dehydrated if we're blowing our nose a lot or coughing a lot or having fevers. And so I think that just pushing fluids and getting rest at that point go a long way.
Yeah, I think we forget to drink water, right? Because
I think so.
we're just miserable at that moment. All right. Thank you so much for your time and your expertise and telling us a little bit of the differences between all of those and the symptoms and what you should do. If you missed any of this, what we're going to do is we're going to put it all on our website for you so that you'll have it to go back, watch with your friends and family so you guys can talk about it as well. It will be at WFNYnews2.com.